Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we are looking at a paper from the Hugging Face trending list published on November 26, 2025, about 2 days ago. This paper introduces a unified canvas interface that lets a single diffusion model follow text, poses, layouts, and reference subjects all at once, significantly improving identity preservation and control adherence over previous methods. The paper is titled Canvas to Image, Compositional Image Generation with Multimodal Controls, and as we will see later, the results for complex multi-person pose-controlled scenes are really impressive. Figure 1 gives a concrete feel for how the unified canvas lets a user control a complex beach scene. The left side shows resource tiles and a central canvas where the user drags subject cutouts, pose skeletons, and labeled boxes that specify objects like trees or hats. On the right, the model turns that guided canvas and a short text description into a coherent, high-quality image. The bottom row then illustrates interactive edits, where the subject identity is swapped while clothing and scene stay consistent. The last panels show that changing only a box label or the pose canvas produces new images that still respect layout and identity. Figure 2 explains how the system learns from canvases and then uses them at inference to follow multiple controls at once. The left side shows multitask canvas training, where spatial, pose, and box canvases, plus a text prompt, go through a vision language model and a variational autoencoder, which together feed a multimodal diffusion transformer that predicts the denoising direction, called velocity, for flow matching. The right side illustrates inference, where a box layout, a pose skeleton, a reference portrait, and a prompt merge into one canvas so the model can synthesize a coherent final image that respects identity, pose, and layout. Table 1 shows that the unified canvas model achieves the strongest overall performance across all 4 control tasks. The table compares identity preservation, image quality, text alignment, and a control QA score, which is a language model judge of how well the image follows the specified controls. Across 4-person, pose-guided, layout-guided, and multi-control composition, our method consistently ranks first or second, and typically by a clear margin. Figure 6 shows that the unified canvas handles multiple controls at once better than competing systems. Multi-control composition means the model must obey text, bounding boxes, poses, and identity references in a single request. The left 3 columns compare Nano Banana, Q and Image Edit, and our method using those same inputs. The Inputs column visualizes the box layout and pose skeletons, while the Pose Prior column shows the original reference photo whose identity and pose should be preserved. Our column most closely matches both the spatial boxes and the intended identities across all 3 scenes. Table 2 reports how performance on the multi-control benchmark changes as pose and box canvases are added to the base spatial canvas model. A pose canvas encodes human stick figure poses, and a box canvas encodes labeled bounding boxes, so together they give much richer guidance. Identity preservation, measured by the arc face score, stays similar, while VQA score, HPS version 3, and control QA all rise. This pattern shows that adding more canvas tasks mainly boosts control adherence and perceived image quality without sacrificing who the subjects look like. Table 5 summarizes how human raters respond to the system compared with 2 strong baselines. In pairwise tests, people prefer its outputs for control, following about 2/3 of the time against Q and Image Edit and nearly 4/5 of the time against Nano Banana. For identity preservation, win rates stay around 3/4 versus both baselines, which means users judge it as better at both matching layout and keeping who the person is. So to wrap up, the big idea is that a single multitask canvas lets one diffusion model reason over text, layout, pose, and identity together, rather than juggling separate tools. That unified view pays off in better control, more faithful people, and more predictable edits. That is it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I am Alex. Thanks for listening.